Welcome to my channel. My name is Luna Affinity and I'm an energy reader and channeler. Sit back, get cozy, and get ready for some readings. Hello everyone. Okay, that sounds great. Thank you so much. I am logging into my account right now just to confirm donations. Okay, I got it. Thank you, girl. Paula, hello and welcome in. How are you today? All right, guys, so we are going to go ahead and get started on some free questions. If anyone would like to ask a yes or no question, feel free to do that now. Paula, thank you for the donation. Charmaine, thank you for the donation. I am doing good. Thank you for asking. Hey, Amy, how are you? All right, will Paula be hearing from Alex soon? I am getting a yes, the star. Well, all about Maine C. William tonight. All about Maine C. William tonight. All about Maine, I'm getting a yes. I had two cards come out. I have the Seven of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. So that makes me feel like plans are still up in the air. But it does feel like something is going to happen tonight. Amy, I got a yes. Three of Cups, but you are not the only one he wants to hang out with. So this could be hanging out with you in a group setting, or this could be just not exclusively hanging out with you specifically. The weather's a bit gloomy. Yeah, it's been gloomy for us the last couple of days too, but we're just pushing through because you know how crazy life has been for us lately. I'm doing good. Very tired. Very, very tired. Um, I'm probably gonna take a nap today, honestly, because I'm just feeling it. Rishi, you can ask a yes or no question. Paula, you're welcome. All About Maine, you're welcome. Okay, I'm getting a yes. You also have the Three of Cups. Guess what? I saw a picture from him and he didn't look happy. Aw. Hello, am I going to get communication from Azam? So Melody, not yet. I have the Hanged Man. This talks about it being possible, but there's delays right now. Amy doesn't surprise me. I feel the tiredness. It's really, really bad. Amy, simple yes, no is $3. Rishi, I'm getting a no. Three of Swords. You're welcome, Melody. You're welcome, Rishi. Amy, thank you for the donation. I just got it. Well, keep it on while you're here because I was gonna say you never know. Like something might around here might come through, and it just might be a local. Yeah. Okay. Do you want me to turn mine on too? Sometimes yours comes through first, and sometimes mine does. So I was saying, do you want me to turn mine on just in case? Amy, yeah, you can do that. But Kay technically donated for a yes or no question, so I want to give her the opportunity since she was first to do that. And if she wants to wait until after the free list, then I will be happy to answer yours, Amy. But let's give Kay the opportunity first, and then if she wants to wait, then we'll move on to yours, so you don't have to wait. All right, Amy, it looks like Kay did not take us up on that opportunity. So if you want to go ahead and post, go ahead. All right, Amy, I see your question now. Let's take a look. Did Logan's date with that person on Sunday go well? So did Logan's date with the person on Sunday go well? Please show me a yes or a no for Amy. Please show me a yes or a no for Amy. Did this date go well? I have the Wheel of Fortune. So this talks about good luck, getting lucky, good things working out for you. So I feel like this is a yes. I do. Oh, boo. Oh, well. The way I was like, I hope he messes up. Aw. You're welcome. All right, guys, donations are closed. We just hit our 15-minute mark. So we are going to move on to donations. Okay, if you're here, please check in with me. Hey, Kay, feel free to post your question. I'm ready for you. All right, I'm shuffling for you now, Kay. Is Nick thinking about the messages I sent? So I have a yes. I have the Ace of Swords. This is the card of Libra and Aquarius. So I feel like this person is trying to think what's fair, what is true, what is honest in these messages, as well as he's trying to have a more progressive thought. Aquariuses are known to think very forward thinking and future based and progressive. So he may be thinking about where to go from here or what to do with this information now. It's in the root chakra. So I do feel like there's an aspect to you or something that you've said that makes him feel very grounded. And I feel like there's something in these messages that's providing clarity. Aces typically indicate a new beginning or a new start as well. So hopefully some of this resonates for you. It's quite literally the card of communication. Would you like your messages from him as well? Okay. Oh, yep.
22, 27, 15 miles, 30.
Messages from Nick, please. Messages from Nick to Kay. Messages from Nick to Kay. All right, so I left before you could leave me. I hid who I really am from you. I don't know what you want. My life is not together as it seems. I will wait for a sign from you. And the underlying energy is I lost myself for a little while. I know that I crossed a line with you. Thank you, James. Thank you. I put my foot down with him. Good for you, Kay. Good for you. Next up, we have All About Maine. If you're ready, you can post your question. Thank you, Kay. I appreciate you. Hopefully, you have a good rest of your day. Amy, that sounds good. All About Maine, are you here? Oh, wait a second. I'm so sorry, Paula. You're actually next. Paula, if you're here, that's my bad. Paula, you are next. Can you post your question, Paula? Thanks, girl. I'm so sorry. That was my fault. Okay, let's see. Let me update the donation list. All right, we have Paula up first. Then we have All About Maine. Then we have James. And then we have Amy. Shuffling for you now, Paula. What is Alex going to tell Paula when he communicates with her? What is Alex going to tell Paula when he communicates with her? Okay, so he might say something like to the effect that um even though I haven't talked to you or been around you, you are in a lot of the things that I do. You're in the back of my mind. A lot of my motivation comes from the inspiration that you give to me, and I subconsciously over time have wanted to do things that make you feel proud of me. He would probably say that he doesn't know if he should feel excited about your connection or if he should let it go. He doesn't know what you feel and what you would want from him. So he doesn't know what to do with these emotions that he's experiencing. He's saying that, like, not being with you or breaking things off with you has been really hard for him, and that he knows that he hurt you. He would say that he admires you, and like I said, you inspire him. He would say that he has difficulty being vulnerable, that he has trouble being intimate or opening up, and that's something that he is working on. He would say that he probably wants you back. Um, I feel like you may be the one that got away to him. He's saying you didn't know how hurt I was. You didn't see me cry. He would say, like, he wonders how you feel, and he probably would leave the conversation open for you to kind of tell him where your place is at before he completely told you what's on his mind, because I don't think he wants to put this on you if you're not interested in him anymore. He doesn't want to tell you how he feels and put that on your conscience if you are happier now, or if you're like, he doesn't know. Like, I wonder if he thinks you're maybe possibly involved with someone else. Like, he doesn't want to come and just throw a wrench in your whole life. He will probably tiptoe a little bit first to see kind of if you're even open to communicating. Because I think he's a little insecure at this time, and I do feel like he thinks that it's not that you guys aren't good for each other, that you guys aren't a good match or compatible. He just thinks that maybe the first time around didn't work, or maybe the next time will. And he has hope that he will see you again, and he misses talking to you. You're welcome, Paula. Thank you so much. All About Maine, if you're here, please check in with me. All right, it doesn't look like Charmaine is in here right now, so we're going to go ahead and move on. Next up, we have James. James, if you're here, I know that you said you wanted a mini reading and a love reading, so let me know if you're here. All right, Patty, you got it. Did you want option 1 or 2 for your love spread? Option 2, okay. What are they showing and giving this connection? What are the impressions, please? What are Patty's thoughts, feelings, and intentions? Are there any outside influences or blocks to this connection right now? What is the overall energy? What are the impressions, thoughts, feelings, intentions? Are there outside influences and blocks? What is the overall energy from Patty to James? All right, so I have the Ace of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. Give me a second here while I scan these cards and see what kind of energy I'm picking up. So, James, I almost feel like she's in this place of like a fork in the road. I feel like she has major changes coming through here. We have the Ace of Pentacles. This all talks about new changes, new things that are happening in her life, and it's in a very physical way. So, Pentacles affect the three-dimensional world, everything that we can reach out, touch, grab, and the way in which our society functions. So, money, places to live, our physical bodies. And with the what is the impression that they're showing and giving with the Ace of Pentacles, it kind of shows that this person's going through, or Patty is going through, some type of physical change. This could be maybe you will start to associate this person as doing something different with their appearance, This could also be that they're making big changes in their life when it comes to their job or something along those lines. Let's see. So I feel like for you from the outside, she could be putting off this, like, I have a lot of different things going on right now. Um, and I'm preoccupied with these changes that I've got a lot of decisions to make, and that's where my focus is. For some reason, I'm seeing a very white aura maybe around her or guiding her. So, just a side note that has nothing to do with your reading, but she could be divinely guided in this moment to be making the decisions that she's making. Her thoughts are the Four of Pentacles, so her thoughts are locked up about you. But I do feel like this comes with the fact that she is, even though she's locked up and she's keeping things to herself, the Four of Pentacles talks about stinginess, wanting to keep what they have. And so, because you're already in her life and this reading is about you, it makes me feel like that she's wanting to keep you in her life and keep you around. Her feelings, we have the Two of Wands. Symbolism wise, this is very much like the fork in the road where she's deciding to stay or go, to like, I feel like almost like she has two paths she can take. She feels she has options laid out in front of her. I feel like her anxiety is at an all-time high, and she's feeling this deep desire for change. Um, so this with the feelings could also be, if it's related to you, is trying to decide what way to maneuver this connection and maybe really desiring something more or something bigger, something more fulfilling in a relationship. I also have the 10 of Wands as her intentions. So everyone knows that 10s numerically talk about endings. Fabian, hello and welcome in. Thank you for your donation. I will be with you shortly. So everyone knows that the 10s talk about endings. There's a lot of symbolism here in this reading about her ready to start the next chapter. So for her intentions right now, she's saying, let me tie up these loose ends. Let me get my life kind of situated. Let me get this shit straight, and then we can talk. So I feel like for her, she's just trying to tie up loose ends, close the current chapter that she's in right now. And it feels like I said, a very physical form. Um, just get herself settled into her new life that she's creating for herself. And then she's like, we can talk. As far as are there any outside influences and blocks, I am not getting any. I see with the 10 of Cups that you guys are coming more into alignment. The overall energy here is the Queen of Pentacles. She's moving into her soft feminine era where she is ready to allow for a masculine to step in and soften into her feminine energy and not have to be so independent. So I feel like that's good for the overall energy. Let me know if you have any questions about this. Fabian, just so you know, there's two people ahead of you. When I get a second, I will update the donation list so that you can see where you're at on the list, okay? That is how you feel things are going. Okay. Glad to hear it resonates. Let me see what your question is. Mini question is Patty's moving in with her mom by the end of the year. Okay. Which is closer to me. How will this affect our relationship together? Okay. Patty is moving in with her mom by the end of the year. Her mom is closer to her. How will this affect their relationship together? Wow. First out, we have 10 of Pentacles. Being surrounded by family is proving to be very beneficial for your connection, James. Now, one thing they are showing is that being at home with her mom is going to revert a little bit back to when she was a kid. So sometimes our parents have a hard time releasing control. When we go back into their homes, they are protective, they're guarded. You know, when you're not around, you're kind of out of sight, out of mind. They don't really worry about you. When you move back home, they have their own rules, their own ways of living. They want you to abide by these things. And it could feel to Patty that she's kind of becoming a little bit restricted. So that is something to keep in mind. Not that like her mom's going to be like, you have a curfew. She's a grown woman. But kind of like that where it's like, well, we make sure all the doors are locked by 11 o'clock at night. So if you're not going to be home by then, make sure you stay wherever you're going to be. Like it could just be kind of like these weird rules that kind of put her into like a very restrictive, uncomfortable situation. But she may be looking for some type of reprieve. So let's just say you guys start dating. She might, if you have your own place, might want to stay with you more because she'll feel more liberated. But I am getting that being surrounded by family for her and being where she's going to be is beneficial to the relationship. I feel like there will be more communication here. I feel like there will be more energetic exchange. So you guys will feel like you're a part of each other's lives more. And I'm seeing confidence within your relationship growing. So maybe not feeling so insecure about her or so on the outside of her life. You might feel like you're more involved in her life. And I don't want to like rush this because I don't know if this is going to happen before the end of the year, but I am getting an increase in physical affection. All about Maine. If you're here, please check in with me. All right, it doesn't look like All About Maine is here, so we'll move on to Amy. Amy, if you're here, go ahead and post. Let's do a mini love spread, Nick Sagittarius. I want to go for option 2. All right, let me pull that back up. Nick Sag, I know like it's been a long time since he's ghosted me, but I'm curious because I still think of him. Time to time, I was almost gonna pick Logan for this read. I'm like, no, fuck him. Okay. Mini love spread on Nick, the Sagittarius. Nick and Amy. Nick and Amy, Nick and Amy. Nick and Amy. Holy thoughts. Feelings. Interesting. Hmm. So I have the Knight of Cups here under the impression. And what that's telling me is that he feels like he has left an impression on you that he could be the ideal mate for you or the ideal partner. And maybe even possibly like kind of giving that you are honestly like a good blueprint for an ideal compatible partner for him. The impression that he's leaving on you is that maybe things were short lived. The Knight of Cups here is not a king, it's not a queen, it's not a baby, it's not like the page, but it's still, the Knight of Cups still leaves a lot to be desired. Like, um, it almost makes me feel like he's leaving the impression that there was so much potential here that just like went nowhere. And I think that's what's so hard sometimes about meeting someone, forming a connection with them, and then nothing coming of it, because it's kind of like you have all this potential with nowhere to go. And that can be really hard. The expression when someone passes away is why what grief is so much love with nowhere to put it, because you no longer have that person to love on anymore. And that's why it hurts so much. And so I kind of feel like it's similar in that way, where it's like the reason why it's so hard to like get this person off your mind or let it go, or because you always wonder what it could have been if, because there was just so much potential here. And so I feel like that's kind of the impression that's going on right now, that he's left on you in this connection and what he gave to it. And that's kind of where you left sitting here go, okay, what the heck is going on? So, as far as his thoughts, feelings, and intentions, we have the Six of Swords, the Nine of Swords, and the Two of Pentacles. The thoughts are that he's moving on. I'm getting that here. Now, I don't know if this is because of his ego and he's just scared, or if he's just kind of like at this point too late, too far gone. I don't really know, but he's transitioning to a new phase in his life right now that seems to be without you. With the Six of Swords, usually your back is turned to the situation and you're moving forward without someone or without things. The feelings here, I do feel like there is regret. I don't know. Hey, Naisha, thank you. I don't know if he would ever admit to this regret. He could just be one of those people that likes to push things under the rug, so to speak, and try and not address things that he probably should. So I think this is getting to his psyche. I think that it is bothering him the way that he handled things. So in the beginning, I feel like for him, he was saying it's what I had to do. But the more and more time goes on, he's going, okay, but maybe I could have handled that better. But because so much time has passed, it's like, okay, but why am I going to open that can of worms again? So I feel like for him, he's just kind of like, I just have to let this go. But it does get to his conscience. It does bother him, I will say. His intentions here, he has none. I have the Two of Pentacles, which is kind of talks about like juggling a lot right now. Um, Not really wanting to step up or step in and make any decisions to this connection. We have the outside influences or blocks. Are there any? Let me see. Are there any outside influences or blocks? I am getting a yes. He has a block in his heart chakra, and also maybe even in his third eye. This this has to do with him not being able to uh, very well understand intuitively. Like, so it's almost like he has such a capacity to have empathy and he has such a capacity to love, but he blocks it. And so he blocks his own intuition. So he doesn't really like think far into how things can affect other people, because I guess maybe he doesn't want to accept responsibility, but there is a block here within his heart and his third eye. As far as the overall energy, I have the Queen of Wands. Said, I almost wonder if he ever even thinks about me or let alone remember me. Yeah, he does, because remember I said the Nine of Swords, it's bothering him the way he left things. And then the last card I have here is the Queen of Wands. And this means that you have left a good impression on him. The Queen of Wands is confident, beautiful, attractive, personality and physically, and someone who's entertaining and a joy to be around. And so this is the impression he feels about you if he does think back on you and think back on the connection. Amy, I'm ready to do your second mini love spread. let me know who we're doing that one on for ya. All right, so let's do Logan. And Amy, you want option 2, you want the same type of reading, right? Okay. All right, this is for Logan and Amy, option 2. Impressions, thoughts, feelings, intentions, blocks, and overall energy. Oh, hey, all about me. And I didn't realize, girl, that you left it on the app. I'm sorry. I'll add you back into the rotation. And if you're not here, then I'll just go ahead and do it regardless for you, and then I'll timestamp it. Okay? No worries, girl. You're totally fine. We're adding you back into rotation. Don't worry. So, Amy, I have For the impressions, I have the 5 of cups. So I feel like the impression that he's giving to you right now is that he's maybe abandoned the connection, that he's kind of let this go, and he's kind of abruptly stopped this. And he knows this because if he's aware of this impression, then he knows that he kind of like started something up with you and then like dipped out basically. 5 of Cups talks about like leaving something behind and feeling either grief, guilt, or remorse associated with that. He may feel like he left you alone or left you lonely. The thoughts that he's having is 6 of Cups. There's contemplation here that he has of reconnecting with you. So he's thinking right now, maybe even actively currently in this moment, about whether or not to come back to you and reconcile or reunite. Um, I think he's like, do I entertain this still with her or do I just let this go for good? I have ender feelings, the hanged man. So he has basically put his feelings for you on pause. Something tells me he has a distraction right now. I keep getting the feeling that it's another romantic interest. And so he's trying to decide whether to pursue both at the same time or to distance himself from you and just pursue the one thing. But at this time, he's on pause. I feel like he came to this connection like the lovers, where he seemed very gung ho and like all about it, and then kind of like left you high and dry. I feel like he wants to I think he wants to give you an explanation, though. I do feel like he wants to give you an explanation because his intentions are the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like he's trying to figure out how to come back around to telling you what has gone on and why he's been keeping to himself and not communicating as much. I feel like he wants to clear the air. We have, are there outside influences or blocks? And I am getting a yes, the 9 of Cups. He feels like his wishes are coming true elsewhere. And he feels, remember like when you asked about how his date went and I got the Wheel of Fortune and he felt very lucky? Like this is that same card in a way where it's like he's feeling lucky. He's feeling like he's getting what he wants and finding what he's looking for. And overall energy, I have the Hierophant. So he's sitting here saying Emily, Amy is cool. I don't know why the word Emily came to mind just now. That's so weird. He's like, Amy is cool. He's like, we have a lot in common. And I feel like we get along really, really well. I have fun with her. But at the same time, I don't feel like he feels a sense of commitment to you. So at the same time, he's trying to like give himself excuses or explain away his actions so that he doesn't feel as guilty for how things are going down between you guys. It feels almost like he has found what he's looking for in someone else, honestly. Something keeps bringing me back to him finding another interest that maybe he feels more compatible with. I don't know why I keep coming back to that. Right, I see, because literally we both said, and he said he could only do casual. So what if he's met someone that's changed his mind about that? Or what if he hasn't changed his mind, but he's found someone he wants to be casual with that's keeping him occupied or something? Yeah, I don't know. Those are the only two things I can think of, but sometimes it's hard with tarot, you get details, you get insight, you pick up on energy, you kind of connect the dots, but there's nothing more clear cut than just going directly to the source and asking them directly. I know I'm already doing it, but I'm just gonna keep my distance because no. Like, if he wants to hang, he can ask, and I'll talk when he wants to talk. That sounds perfect to me. I 100% agree with you. I feel like he should be viewing you as the treasure and something to desire and go for. And if he's found a better suitable person for him, great, but you're not going to wait around. Hey, N Unit. Oh my gosh, how are you? You're welcome, Amy. Thank you so much for your donations today. Fabian is here. Let's see what we've got going on. Oh my gosh. All right. Fabian says, "So my person of interest MC today, first time in more than a month. What were her thoughts and feelings seeing me?" Saw so Fabian saw his person of interest MC today for the first time in more than a month. What were her feelings and thoughts seeing him? So I take it from these cards in this reading that you guys did not communicate. Like, I don't I don't get from this that there was like a conversation that was had. I see the Two of Swords and the Two of Wands, almost like you both didn't really do much in this interaction. Um, So I'm getting kind of like either there was no communication at all or it was very minimal. It was like a wave or acknowledging one another, maybe with a smile or something, and then like that's it. I don't know, but I'm not getting that there was a lot of communication. And it feels like on both sides, you guys were kind of um maybe you guys weren't expecting to see each other, but I'm almost feeling like neither of you took any action here. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Thank you, Onion. I will add you to the list. You will be after All About Maine. I posted the list a little bit ago, but I will add you to the donation list as soon as I get a second. What's interesting, Fabian, is that her thoughts and her feelings were the Two of Cups. So I almost feel like she's admiring you, like just like you're admiring her. It feels almost like she knows your feelings for her too. There is mutual attraction. She felt like she was busy. I'm getting like she felt rushed. Um, it's almost like her cheeks got flushed, like her stomach dropped, like when she saw you, she was just not expecting to see you. And I think in that moment, she had a lot going on. I don't know if this was like if you guys saw each other at like a store and she had, she was preoccupied, she had a lot going on, or if she was with someone else, like a sister or a friend, and a relative maybe. She just felt like she had a lot going on, a lot on her list that she was trying to get done when you guys saw each other. Thank you, Shayna. I'll be with you momentarily. I'm going to update the list in just a minute so everyone can see where they are. I feel like she was happy to see you. She was happy to see you, but something felt unexpected about it. And she did feel like she had a lot on her mind of things that she had to get done, like tasks or something, to-do lists. Oh, she was working on some papers. Yeah, she seems busy and preoccupied. She felt distracted at the time. But she was happy to see you. Nyasia, are you here? Looked up upset, probably having a bad day. Yeah. So, Fabian, if you Google 10 of Wands, unless you're familiar with tarot, but if you Google 10 of Wands, you'll see that it indicates that a person would be feeling very overwhelmed, like they have a lot of weight on their shoulders or a lot on their plate, and that they feel burdened and that they're making a lot of sacrifices or very busy. So that's very possible that she just was not. She just felt like she had a lot going on. Nyasia, one last call for you, girl, and then we gotta move on. I went ahead and posted the donation list so everyone knows where they're at. If you guys have any questions about that, let me know. All right, we're gonna move on to All About Maine. If All About Maine is not here, I still told her that I would do it and timestamp it. So we'll give her a quick second. All About Maine. Love reading for the week. Let's see what's going on for Charmaine. All right. So all about me. I'm getting that there's been some struggles here. We have sadness or feeling some type of abandonment, and that could just be emotional abandonment. It doesn't necessarily mean that like this person's physically left you, but you could feel like you haven't been heard, seen, or acknowledged. I also feel like there are some issues here. The devil's coming through, which can talk about the negative attributes or bad habits that can lead you to be the worst version of yourself, lead you down a path that is not great. And I see here with the 5 of Cups in reverse, saying that you guys are moving forward from this. So, whether that's you and a person that you're communicating with now, or in general, you are just moving away from maybe toxic patterns with people that you're in relationships with. If you feel like someone in your life has not been the best, romantically speaking, um, or you feel like you guys aren't seeing eye to eye, this could be a good indication that you all are moving forward from this to have an easier time. Now, there is also like a sub interpretation of this that you might be moving on without someone. So you'll have to take this how it resonates for you. If you feel like if you're involved with someone and you feel like it's just a rough patch, take this as like a good message that you'll get over this. If you feel like this is already very difficult to come back from and you've already been questioning whether or not you need to leave, this may indicate that you are leaving, that you will be leaving in the near future and moving forward alone. I see someone here just really trying to have the upper hand. And because of that, instead of seeing the other person's side and considering the other person, there's like just this feeling of defeat because you're like, I've tried and I don't know what to do from here. I don't know how to make this better. And so with this reading, it does make me feel like you're going through something with someone in particular. But it looks like it does get better for you. So my hope is it's getting better for you and someone else together, but it might just be you on your own, but you will have to kind of take what makes the most sense here. If you feel like you're at a dead end with this person, this would mean that you're moving forward on your own. I do have the sun here, so this can indicate this can have themes surrounding children if there are children involved. This could also indicate like inner child work that needs to happen. This could also indicate that you're dealing with someone who's here for a good time and to have fun, but not necessarily ready for anything serious. I see with the 9 of Pentacles, there's difficulty in getting commitment. So you could be feeling like the options that you have available to you are not giving you and providing to you what you're looking for in love. And this may be a message to go ahead and try to let either that idea go or let that person go that's not giving you what it is that you're looking for. I know this is kind of vague, but that's what love readings are if we're not asking specific questions. So, all about me. And I do hope that this resonates with you. And like I said, I'm time stamping it. I will put that in the comments at the end of this live stream. All right, we're waiting for Night Asia to check in. Naisha, one last call for you, and then we're gonna have to move on. Next up is N Unit. So N Unit, if you're here, let me know. All right, so it doesn't look like N Unit here. What about Shayna J? Hey, Shayna. You start with a general for the next 6 weeks. All right, Shayna J. General for the next 6 weeks for Shayna J. Mm. I'm seeing here self-sacrifice. Are you sticking your neck out for other people right now and not setting boundaries? I'm seeing here, like, some type of self-sacrificing behavior that might make you feel overwhelmed because maybe you're overextending yourself. I'm just seeing feeling very tired. If you're not feeling that way yet, just keep that in mind for the next 6 weeks because this could be an indication that others will be asking a lot of you, and you are going to be feeling like you are burning the candle at both ends, and that's definitely not something that you want to do. I also feel like there's some deadlines that you're gonna be feeling like you have to, um you're gonna be, like, racing against the clock. It almost seems like it's a very busy time for you, and I feel like you feel constantly like there's this deadline you have to meet, like, you have to get this done by this time, or you have to make this much money by this time. Um, you've got, like, a lot going on with you right now. So you set boundaries to the point where you're lonely as fuck, but yes, feeling really tired and kind of fed up. So there's different kinds of boundaries. There's one kind of boundary of like, this is what I will and will not do slash tolerate in a relationship, whether that's romantic or platonic or friendship or whatever. But then there's the type of boundaries where like if people are just like, hey, like, do you think you could help me with this? And you're like, yeah, sure. But you know that if you help them with this, then you're not gonna be able to go to the grocery store like you should have done. So now you're thinking to yourself, well, now I have to Instacart. I'm just giving an example. And you're like, but that's gonna cost me extra money. So in order to make that money, I have to pick up an extra shift at work. Like, so you're basically overextending yourself. Technically, you're not available. You can't really help. By helping this one person, you've now added 3 extra things you have to do to your list. And so there's those kind of boundaries of like people asking you for more than what you're able to give and giving from like an empty cup. Does that make sense? I hope it does. If those are the types of boundaries you feel you've set, then I think you're on the right track. But this could just be an indication that people might be asking more of you or more from you over the next 6 weeks. And you're going to have to discern for yourself whether or not this is something that you can do. And definitely don't sacrifice yourself just if you can't do it, you can't do it, unfortunately. We all have our own lives that we're responsible for. And you always want to help the next person as much as possible, but not at the betrayal or expense of your own self and what you need to take care of your own self. I do feel a very fatigued. I feel almost um like a need for resilience during this next 6 weeks of just constantly going, I have nothing left in me, but I have to keep going. Yeah, overextending might come because I'm starting school and looking for work, so I anticipate feeling very overwhelmed. So definitely getting that for sure. Let's see. People could be asking you out on a date. I am getting a little bit of love life here. Um, I don't think it's anything serious, but I do feel like there could be people of interest trying to have some of your time or ask you for some of your time. I see you very much just focused on doing what you need to get done and getting out. I think your main, I guess, reprieve, like your main relief, like your safe space, your sanctuary is going to be where you live. I feel like you putting a lot more time into your home as much as you can to kind of disconnect and essentially, if you're home and if no one lives with you, no one's asking anything of you, and that is where you feel you can kind of go to relax and unwind. I see a lot of holding on to your money. Next 6 weeks, probably not spending as much. It doesn't mean you're not gonna have money coming in, it just means that the money that you have, you're holding on to. Um, you probably go back and forth of like, do I order out because that will save me time? or do I hold on to my money and cook something? Like, I feel like there's a lot of wagering with yourself over the next 6 weeks of what's priority, what's more important, what do I need to do right this second, and what can wait. And I feel like it's just a lot. The next 6 weeks are kind of crazy for you, but I have faith you'll get through it. You'll find a way to pull through it. It does feel temporary, but it feels like there's a lot of adjusting going on in the next 6 weeks of like getting into a rhythm, I feel. Hey, Sarah, welcome in. How are you today? So, Shayna J, what is your second question? Were you able to think of one? Very true. I'm low-key nervous, but just have to get through it. You will. You'll be okay, Shayna J. You know, it's just gonna be one of those really busy times in life, unfortunately, that you can't really avoid, you know? Hey, Sarah, thank you for the donation. I added you to the list. 3 5 cards. Okay. I'm good. Thank you for asking. So guys, really quickly, up next, I am going to take a 5-minute break and then I'll be back. After the break, we're working back on donations. I have Nyasia, N Unit, Katie, and Sarah. So that is the order right now. N Unit or Nyasia, if you're here, please check in with me. Number 2, looking into the next relationship. What can Spirit reveal about the next boyfriend? I like the way you worded that. What can Spirit reveal at this time? I love that. Spirit, what can you reveal about the next boyfriend at this time? Give me 1 second, guys. My sister just. Oh, sorry. Give me 1 second. My sister just called. I want to make sure she doesn't need anything. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but there's like alarms going off right now in my neighborhood as I was shuffling for Shayna. Okay, I guess she'll call me back if she needs me. All right. So number two, looking into the next relationship. What can spirit reveal about the next boyfriend at this time? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. I'm wondering if the alarms are kind of like this is your person, Shayna J. Like once you know, you're just gonna know. It's gonna be like a blaringly obvious sign that this is your person. I have the Emperor, the Ace of Cups, the Six of Wands, Page of Pentacles in the world. Katie, that sounds good. We're gonna keep pulling Shayna J for you, but so far I have Aries and Sag, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Leo. We have all fire signs, all water signs. And we have one earth sign, Virgo. The Emperor talks about someone being like a stand-up person, a provider, someone you can count on, like essentially a true and equal partner. If you are looking to have kids, um, then a good husband material, good father material. If you already have children, not planning on having more kids, this could be someone who's just a good bonus dad energy. Um, now this is someone who invokes a lot of feelings out of you. So I feel like you could fall in love pretty quickly with this person. You could fall in love with each other pretty quickly. This is someone who acknowledges you and appreciates you. Now I see Page of Pentacles here, which talks about a new job. This could indicate that you meet them at your next place of work. I don't want you to hold on to that expectation, but just know that that could be something that happens. We have the world here, Sheena, which makes me feel like you you're done looking. Like I feel like when you meet this person and considering it's your next relationship, it's actually I love that for you. Um, because it's saying like I am done. Like I don't need to look any further. I'm ready to move on with this person and like this is my person now. So I guess with the alarms going off, my conclusion from that would be that if it's not blaringly obvious to you, like if the alarms aren't ringing in your head and the angels aren't singing and the bells aren't ringing, like I would say it probably isn't your person. Don't waste your time because what they're saying is the next person that you're going to be in a relationship with is your person or you feel like it is your person. So if there's any red flags at the beginning, move on because don't waste your time. Keep the room and the space open in your heart for the true person to come through. We have more Leo energy, more Cancer energy, more Scorpio energy. So yeah, lots of water and fire pretty much are the main components here. They could be that could be heavy in their charts. I do think it's possible to be Aquarius or Virgo, but it's not as like boom in your face as the other fire and water signs. And I think that's all the information I'm getting right now. Awesome. I know timing is never set in stone, but just to give you indication on timing. So usually I do the last card of the reading. If someone asks about timing after I've already pulled cards, I pull the last card or pull from the last card for timing. So let me pull that up really quickly. So we have Seven of Cups, which is actually Scorpio energy. It is saying it could be as soon as this year, next month, November, or could be sevens, meaning the next 7 days, 7 weeks, 7 months. So just keep that in mind. More specifically, I'm getting November. 7 weeks is November, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so 7 weeks is the last month of November. So yeah, I'm thinking just think of sevens. It could be the 7th day of the month, it could be 7 weeks, 7 days, 7 months. I'm not gonna go to years. I don't think it's years. It's not pentacles. You're not gonna have to wait 7 years. But 7 could be important, and November. All right, that's what I have for you, Shayna. It does feel fairly soon, I will say. Oh shoot, really? You've been getting Scorpio season pretty consistently? Well, damn, you're gonna have to come back to all the readers that you've had if something does go down and let us know. That would be crazy. You're welcome, Shayna. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick 5-minute break, grab a drink, run to the restroom, and then when I get back after the break, we're gonna be working on more donations. I went ahead and posted the list so everyone knows where they are. Naija and N Unit, if you want to check in with me. If when I come back, Naija or N Unit are not here, then we'll be working on Katie. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Give me just a few minutes and I'll be back. All right, y'all, I'm back. Thank you so much for hanging in there for a second while I went and got some refreshment. It does not look like Naisha or Anunit are back, so let's check with Katie. Very well, are you here? All right, so Star, looks like you're gonna be next. All right, first up we have Star says, I want to do 3-5 cards. Curious to know Vitor's feeling. Keep popping up. In dreams. Twice in 1 week. I think that has happened to me before. All right. Just one more final announcement. If those who are on the donation list do not check in with me in the next 10 minutes, you'll have to catch me next time I go live because I do have to get going. All right. Taurus's feelings for Star, please. Wow, 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 wow. Star. If you know anything about tarot, I have the Ace of Cups, the Eight of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, and Judgment. And this overall is the energy of I want you. Thank you very well. I'll be right with you. It's the energy of I want you and I need to let you know. I want you and things need to be different. I need to make some changes. Ace of Cups just talks about their overwhelming feelings for you and admiration and love and attraction that they have for you. Eight of Wands means that they're looking for these changes to come in quickly and happen quickly. This also indicates that there could be a communication from this person through virtual means of communication, like through the phone, the internet, email, text, FaceTime, direct message, so on and so forth, or even a letter in the mail. Six of Pentacles talks about this person wanting to give back to you, wanting to make sure that the amount that you're putting into them, they're putting back into you, and that things feel equal. Things don't feel lopsided. One doesn't feel like they're giving more to this than the other. Four of Wands talks about how they want to take things to the next level with you, whatever that means for your relationship. They're ready to move forward, and the next step would be towards commitment. Maybe not commitment right away, but the next step, moving things to the next level. Feel like they're looking for healing, forgiveness, putting the past in the past, and allowing for something better to come. So that is interesting. I agree. Very well. If you'd like to post your question, feel free to do that now. Oh, you've talked to each other? We were talking on Friday. We talked about what we were looking for in partners, and I'm thinking, dude, we want the same thing, but I didn't say anything. We are friends now, I guess. Oh, is this new communication? Yes, new communication. We speak here and there. Okay, Sarah, I'm ready for you whenever. Very well. I have your question. Thank you. Sarah says, what kind of connection would he like with me? What kind of connection would he like? What kind of connection would he like with Sarah? We have Ace of Cups, Two of Cups. Girl, he wants the whole shebang. I feel like he wants a commitment. He wants exclusivity. He wants a emotionally available and committed relationship with you. One based on partnership, unity, compatibility, fulfillment. 10 of Pentacles. He's like, y'all are soulmates. He's ready. Not only does he want a committed relationship, but he wants one that lasts, like the rest of his life. I feel like this dude, once like the time is right, I feel like he wants marriage. Wow, he's over here popping in my dreams and meeting my parents. Meeting your parents in your dreams. Wow, wow, wow. I really like that. Girl, sometimes our bodies and our soul know things before we consciously do. And just all of this stuff, if it feels like it's kind of like, if it feels like it's kind of like, like when you get deja vu and you kind of have this feeling that you've been here before. I always view deja vu as I'm on the right path. Whenever I get deja vu, I get excited because I feel like I'm on the right path and doing the right things. And usually I get deja vu, big life moments. So maybe like your body just knows things that are about to happen before you do. And maybe these dreams are just your way of coming to you and saying, like, get ready. Perfect. All right. So, Sarah, he's looking for something serious, girl. What is your last question? Okay, once we do reconcile, how will he treat me? Once they do reconcile, how will he treat her? Once they do reconcile, how will he treat her? All right, guys. Last call for those who are on the donation list who haven't had their reading yet. If those who are on the donation list don't check in with me, and like at this point, the next 5 minutes, you'll have to catch me next time. As of right now, the only ones on the donation list that have checked in with me are Sarah and Well. Naisha and Ununit, we're still waiting on you. If you don't come in before I end the broadcast, you'll have to catch me the next time I go live. And unit, hello, hello. Thank you for checking in. Philomena, yes, I am accepting donations. I haven't like closed my list yet just because I have so many donations on my list right now. I was just gonna allow things to come to a natural close. So if you want to donate, feel free to do that. So when you do reconcile, I feel like he's going to be a words of affirmation, acts of service, and physical touch kind of love. I feel like there's a lot here when it comes to physical affection and making you feel special through acts of service and words. The Page of Cups here is like a messenger of love. So he might even speak and act in all languages, all love languages, but he's very partial to making you feel wanted in whatever capacity that is, make you feel never question how much you are wanted. The Fool here talks about making you feel like this is the type of relationship you've never had before. I don't think he wants you to compare him to other people. He's going to be dedicated to authenticity in the relationship. And unit, I don't have the sexy ones today. I didn't plan on doing those ones. Um, if you really want those, I can email it to you after the live stream. I feel like his relationship with Usar is dedicated. I feel like he feels like you are someone like he's coming home to. Um, he feels at home with you. I feel like there's a great attraction. Yeah, so Amy, you can donate. I haven't fully closed the list. You can donate, but once we come to a natural close, I'll be heading out. And Unit, that sounds good. Just send me an email, lunaaffinity@yahoo.com. Let me know what your question is, and I'll email you right after this, okay? All right. So, Sarah, you have the Queen of Wands. And so I feel like you are just, he's incredibly drawn to you. You have this attraction to him where he's just like, oh my God, she is a knockout, right? Like, she is a stunner. Like, I just feel like how he views you is just like, who is this person and where did she come from? And I can't get her off of my mind. This attraction for you is like magnetic. It's like he desires to be around you and wants to be around you. So I feel like in a relationship, he'll always try to find ways to spend time with you. If you guys are not near each other, he might just want to surprise you at times and show up, and that way you can see him and you guys can spend time together. I'm getting very romantic vibes here with the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups. I feel like something that he'll want to do is always keep the romance alive. So he'll be thinking of all these different ways to make you feel connected to him. Philomena and Amy, I got your donations. Thank you. I think so too, Sarah. I think that's such like a cute. I mean, what more can you ask for, you know? All right, give me a second, guys. I'm gonna update the donation list so everyone can see where they are. Go ahead and take a look at the list that's in the chat right now. Let me know if I'm missing anyone. N unit, you can post your question if you're ready. If you donated and you plan on being here for your reading, please don't leave the chat, because once everything comes to a natural close and I've gotten through as many readings as the people that are here and accounted for, I will be signing off. So if you want to make sure that your reading is done today, either leave your question with me or make sure you're here. You don't leave the chat and you can be present for your turn, okay? Very well. Thank you for checking in. Very well says, can you please? Oh, N unit. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, girl. You're right. You're right. You're right. Yes, go ahead and send to me. I'm going to write in big bold letters next to your name, email. So, N unit, you can head out if you want to. As long as you send that email, we're good. Yeah, N unit, I've got you. Naisha, if you're here, please check in with me. Very well says, can you please see what Jordan is thinking about in regards to me in our last conversation? Can you please see what Jordan is thinking about in regards to me in our last conversation? All right, so Katie, I have 4 of Wands, and this talks about unhappy circumstances, feeling like things have postponed or were canceled, a delay in reconciliation or reunions. feeling like feeling like you were left behind. This could indicate that he's feeling very single-minded right now or narrow-mindedness. So he doesn't have an expansive mindset. He's only focused on like one situation and he's not really seeing the grand perspective. It may be very hard for him to see other people's side. And this also can talk about disapproving situations. So if there was something that was brought up, he may not agree with it, or he may be like argumentative, or if there was something that was done, he either feels like you disapprove of him, or he feels like he does not agree with something here. Seven of Wands indicates that he's trying to stand up for what he feels is right or important to him, and he feels like he's in a defensive place, and he's holding his own with the Emperor card, meaning that I don't see him changing his perspective at this time. He's inflexible. Yeah. Yeah, that's what he said last. Sorry, I can't see things your way. He refuses to see things any other way. He's inflexible at this time. He's standing his ground. He's saying, "This is my stance, and I'm not going to change." Four of Cups means that he's not really interested in anything that's going on around him. If you're making any offers to him right now, he is not accepting them or interested because he's kind of in this place of like maybe frustration. Get down. Hold on, guys. My cat just like jumped up somewhere he's not supposed to be. Sorry. You said he knows what's best for him. No, we don't talk. Yeah, I just see him kind of like crossing his shoulders and kind of like, got his arms crossed and he's just kind of like not about it. God damn, he pisses me off. Yeah, don't fuck with me. No, I'm just kidding. He also may be refusing whatever offer you give to him as well. So like whatever you suggest to him, he may say like, "No, I don't want that. No, that's not for me. No, that's not what I'm thinking or what I want. That's not going to work," kind of thing. He's stuck to the devil he knows. The devil is here, meaning that he has toxic cycles or patterns. He has attachment issues, addiction issues, healing that needs to be done. And he's not saying, "I want to grow from this." He's unwilling to see differently, he's unwilling to change, and he's not in a position to want to understand. Two of Swords. I can't. I was shook. I'm literally sitting sipping tea. Spat it out. Okay, so a little bit of backstory really quickly. We have wedding stuff everywhere. I'm talking flowers, boxes, candles, you name it. It's all over our house. And our cats are literally over 3 years old and they act like they're 2 months old. They feel so curious. They're so wild. And anyways, they hyperfixate. So if I say, "No, you can't do this thing," they'll still jump up where they're not supposed to be. And they'll get down. They know they're not supposed to be there. They get down. And then when they think I'm not looking, they're right back there again. And they hyperfixate on like this one thing. They get stuck on it for like a week. And then they finally let it go and move on to something else. And the one thing they're doing right now is jumping up on top of the entertainment center where Brennan keeps all of his like remote controls and all this stuff. And one of the things is his PS5, and he knocked his PS5 controller onto the floor from like a couple feet up and onto like our hardwood floors and like almost broke the remote. So it's like that's what we're dealing with. So sorry if I scared anyone with that voice, but he has been pissing me off lately because he knows he's not supposed to be up there. Very well says, yeah, nothing I was saying was good. He's at a silent retreat. He is having fun. So interesting. Is he one of those going to a silent retreat that almost seems so spiritually evolved? So I'm like, is he one of those people that are like kind of pretentious about it? I don't know. I just get the vibe that he is unwilling to grow or change. He still has so much ego to shed. So I just wonder like who is this and what is this? Maybe he just doesn't want monogamy. Maybe he just doesn't want to just be glued to one person and committed to one person. He feels like that's not for him. I don't know what this is, but his stance I feel is just not, it's just unmoved, it's inflexible. That's how I should talk to Jordan in my head, though. There you go, maybe that happened for a reason. Paula says cute. LOL, the kitties are always so silly. I mean, they crack me up. They're so entertaining and I love the shit out of them and they know it. Like, I would die if anything happened to them, but they're kind of like kids, where you're just like, you don't knock that shit off, I'm gonna like pop you, like one of those things where it's like, I would literally die for you, but I'm also gonna kill you though. Like one of those things. Leandra, hello, thank you for the donation. I don't know what he wants, not me though. Very well. I think you deserve so much better, girl. I really do. If he's unwilling to change and he's standing his ground and he's inflexible, it's like you can't will someone to do something that they don't want to do. So either he has to change on his own or you've got to move on. Paula, thank you for the donation. So rough out there in the dating world. I feel for you guys who are dating right now. I really, really do. It's tough. I thought it was hard, you know, years ago in my early 20s, and I know that things are so much different now. I do have faith that we're working our way back to a collective courting phase where people are just so touched out of that friends with benefits situationship thing that I think people are eventually gonna, as a collective, and I think it starts with us women too, because we have to set our boundaries. If we all say, men, you all suck and you need to do more, if everyone as a collective, as a woman feminine collective says men need to do more, if you're interested in men, obviously, then I do feel like you can elevate the men because none of y'all are going to settle. Well, as you still have women out there that are willing to have less than what they deserve, then you're going to always have men that are going to want the easy way out. So it has to start with women. But I think women, as a collective, are getting tired. They are getting over it. And I think that over time, that is going to make the masculine energy try harder because they don't have a choice or they're not going to be able to be with it. At some point, we all just decided that settling was okay. And I don't know how that happened, but we can shift it back. Nobody really wants to settle down, and if they do, it has to be something magical. Yeah. Bella, thank you for the second one. Oh my god, yes, we are so motherfucking best. Fed up, yes. So that, like, that's what you gotta do. And it all starts with us individually. Like, you know, if I'm not going to settle and I tell Amy don't settle, and Amy doesn't settle, and she tells her friend not to settle, and her friend says I'm not going to settle, and then eventually we're collectively, consciously not settling, and it starts with our actions, but also, as you know, all thought is energy form. So once we all start thinking this way, then energetically, even if we're not in direct contact with someone, we can start also energetically like elevating them as well. And that's when they talk about a collective consciousness. All right, let me update the list here really quickly so everyone knows where they are. We're gonna have to move Naija to the end of the list because I haven't seen her very well. Thank you so much for your donation. All right, what's going on here with the list? Let me see. All right, Philomena. Philomena is next, then Amy, then Lyandra, and then Paula, and then we'll add Naija to the end. All right, that's where we're at on the list. Philomena, feel free to post your question if you're ready. Philomena, I am shuffling for you right now. All right, Tyler asked me to be his girlfriend over the weekend. I even met his family last weekend. I want to know what hers are his intentions for the connection. Let's see. What are his intentions for the connection? So Philomena, it's kind of like a funny energy here because he's kind of showing me or like saying, I did everything. Hey Naija, he's like, I did everything the right way. Like I had he's like, I took her on dates and I did the right thing and I did everything in the right order. And he's kind of showing me like this culmination of like the fact that I feel like he really tried to like date you the proper way. And I don't really get that in readings, which is kind of funny. Like I feel like he's saying I did everything the way that I was supposed to. And I think that's because he has, serious intentions with you. It's okay, Naisha. That's all right. I did have to put you back into rotation at the end. So it'll be a little bit of a wait, but if you have to go again, feel free to leave your questions with me. So, Philomena, I have here with these Six of Wands that he is like really loves showing you off. Naisha, you're funny. He really loves showing you off. He wants this to be a public display. The fact that you guys are in a relationship, he wants other people to know about it. The Six of Wands talks about recognition, but not just by him recognizing you. He wants other people to recognize you too as his girlfriend. As you guys are an item, you are now a couple. He is proud to show you off. He is willing to tell anybody or introduce anybody introduce you to anyone as his girlfriend. So that's kind of sweet because it does mean that he has intentions of goodwill. And I do feel like there is this acknowledgement and appreciation of you as well here. I think that he's proud of you. He takes pride in you. He feels like other people will like you as well and wish your relationship well. He feels like he made a good decision. So his intentions are pretty pure and genuine. I feel he made this choice on his sincere feelings for you. And I do feel like here has um he already has feelings for you, but I think that the part of the reason why he asked you to be his girlfriend is because he thinks that he sees the potential here and he has this like, I guess, feeling or intuitive feeling that this relationship can only grow and deepen and strengthen over time. That he knows that he has the capacity to fall for you even harder. There's something here about the Queen of Cups. So if he's close to his mom, this would indicate that his mother is a very important person to him, plays a significant role in his life, and that as long as he's got her approval, then I feel like that means a lot to him. Or I don't know, there's like this parental figure. It does feel feminine. It could be an aunt or a grandma, or even a sister, honestly, but it feels like a feminine energy that's requiring approval. And I think that he's very happy. His his last intention here with the Ten of Pentacles is to be in a relationship with you for a long time. The Ten of Pentacles talks about a long lasting or an everlasting relationship, one that does not come to an end. So hopefully he is hopeful, um, going into this connection, that this is one that will last. It's his grandma, she likes me. I feel like that was a big sigh of relief that made him feel a lot better about the connection. Sorry guys, I got bumped out of the live stream. Naija, I've got your question. Philomena, thank you for your donation. Hey, Lorraine, how are you today? Was it anything? Yeah, probably. But it's okay because you gotta eat. I would say for now, just go ahead and
The lady behind me, checking out a food line says she sends the cart to around the area. She said it's good.
who said what?
The lady that was checking out behind me, she
Shuffling for you now, Amy. Happy spooky season. I haven't really gotten to enjoy spooky season. I've been so busy. Gemini Queen, hello. How are you? Yum. What did you make? Gemini Queen, have you been here before? It looks like I haven't had any new subs today, so I think you might have been here before. All right, Amy. What is coming next for love? Along the current path that she's on, if Amy doesn't change her trajectory, who, how, and what is coming in love? Amy, are we just doing a 10 card for you or multiple questions? Alrighty. All right, who is coming in? So this person coming in is a pretty resilient person. I feel like they've had some really bad times and they've been able to pull themselves out of it. This person has resilience, mental resilience, maybe even emotional resilience as well. This is someone who may not have been given the best cards or dealt the best hand, so to speak, but I do feel like they are able to adjust and move forward, adjust and move on. They may handle their grief or hardships in a funny way, like in a sense of humor. Um, but I do feel like this person has the ability to see the bright side of bad situations. And when you're dealing with a mentally tough person, that's always good because that means that you can rely on them. It means that if something bad happens or not so great, they're not just going to crumble and fall away. And it's someone that you can depend on. I see with the chariot here, this person feeling very devoted and dedicated. Not only that, but they have this like overcoming spirit and determination as well. There's self-discipline here. This person's a hard worker. Likely when you meet them, they will have a job, but probably, if I'm understanding this correctly, more than one job. Made pennies, sauteed garlic, chopped spinach, and dried tomatoes. I feel like I've made that exact meal before. That sounds so good. Yum. Yeah, I definitely feel like I've made that before and it was a Pinterest recipe. Amy says, "Oh dang." Yeah, I feel like this person is able to master a lot. So they probably went to some kind of trade school or additional schooling, or in the current job that they have right now, it's just like a skill that they feel very confident at. He has a lot of confidence. He's always thinking about what's next, though. He's always thinking about the future. Like, it's hard. I think the thing about you, Amy, that will be really good for your relationship is that you can bring him back to like here. You can bring him back to the present moment because he's so worried about what's next, the next steps in front of him. Like, it's hard, very hard for him to enjoy what's going on right now. And I feel like you will help bring him kind of back to center. And I feel like that's something that he really needs because generally he does really well on his own. He does fine on his own. I don't even think that he's in a place right now where he's going, I'm looking for a relationship, but I think that he's open to a relationship. He's just not necessarily seeking it out because I feel like he's just busy doing his thing. He's just, got his mind preoccupied. But the difference is that even though he's not looking for a relationship, doesn't mean that he's closed off to the idea. And I think that's the difference between the people you've been going for and this person that I'm talking about right now. How will she meet this person? How will she meet this person? So we have Six of Pentacles. This talks about charity, gifts, donations. So it could be a charity event. It could be like a food drive, a volunteer situation, like if you volunteer somewhere. This could be a community event. So sometimes people put on like Halloween, like for instance, right now, a community event would be like a haunted house. Um, or in the summertime, it might be like a community yard sale. Or around Christmas, it might be like a Christmas light display or something, or a Christmas show. Like it seems like something that has to do with like sharing good energy, good vibes, getting out there and doing something. The Six of Pentacles also talks about a bank because a bank typically loans you or gives you money. So gifts or donations in that way. Wealth being given around does make me feel like bank. So there's some options there of what it could be possibly. So you kind of have to see what circles you normally go in and what makes the most sense to you. But if you're invited to something that has to do with like a community event, like for instance, a place I used to live in an apartment complex, every year they would have like a food truck event. Then they'd also have a fireworks show every summer. And so something like that, if someone invites you to an event like Oktoberfest, or I think you understand. I'm giving examples. But I think you understand what I'm saying. Like basically things where people are getting together in the community. Or again, it can be while you're out and about in the community. Farmer markets. Okay, so like stuff like that is kind of what I'm picking up on. Like it can be like an event or errands, but specifically I'm getting like community events or group settings, fall markets, Christmas markets, things like that. You got it. When is she going to meet this person? Aces immediately. When is she going to meet this person? This person's coming in quick, fast. Okay, so I got aces and I got pages. Aces talks about immediately. and Pages talks about things happening before you're ready. So I feel like this is probably coming in pretty quickly for you. Any information on their sun signs or birth signs here? We have Pisces, Aquarius, so we have water and air, Taurus, water, air, and earth. Do you get along with water, air, or earth? Specifically Pisces, Aquarius, or Taurus? I think that sounds like a good plan. Yeah, Amy. I would agree with that one. Just a reminder that I'm not going to close my list today, guys. I'm just going to allow things to come to a natural close, which means that if you plan to be here during your reading, make sure you don't leave the chat. If you have to leave, leave your question with me to ensure that your reading is done today. If you don't leave your question with me and I've gone through my whole list, I'm going to go ahead and end my live stream, and you'll have to wait until the next time I go live to redeem your reading with me. So just know I give you the option. You can stay or you can go, but if you go, please leave your question with me. You get along with Aquarius? Me too, for the most part. I find that Aquarius like to ghost, though. I don't know what it is. It's like they're very finicky, fickle people. But at the same time, though, I think it just depends on who's right for you, because one of my best friends is an Aquarius. And I think, is one of your best friends, is Ryan an Aquarius, Brennan?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, two friends that Brennan and I have had, that it's probably like our longest standing friendships that we've ever had, are also Aquarius. So I think it just depends on the type of person that you're running into. Because I've had experiences with Aquariuses where they're flaky, and then I've had experience with Aquarius where you could depend on them, like you're like they would literally like be there for you in the worst time of your life. So it just really depends. But I've never been in a relationship with an Aquarius before. You have a lot of best friends that are Aquarius. That's good. Yeah, I think it's there's definitely the foundation to have a long-standing, meaningful, and fulfilling friendship or relationship with an Aquarius for sure. But they have to get loyal to you in order for that to happen. They have to get to a loyalty point, or they might flee. Well, that works. Leandra, I have you down for a 10 card reading. Is that correct? Perfect. It's nice to have good reading after the whiplash of reading you done for me. You're welcome, Amy. And I agree. I can understand that. All right. Leandra says, is the connection between me and S over? Will he take any action to fix it? He said he's in love with me, but action speaks. Otherwise, we don't talk right now. Okay. We're shuffling for you right now, Leandra. Oh, you're welcome, Amy. Of course. It's a pleasure, girl. It helps too when people are really appreciative of me because it makes me feel like, you know, I'm on the right path and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and you guys make it easy. Leandra, as far as like, is the connection over? I am getting a yes. I asked if there will be any actions to fix it, and I'm getting 4 of Cups. So I feel like right now, and maybe indefinitely, he's in a place of not wanting to take any action. So the 4 of Cups, if you've ever seen it on like a card before, it's usually the traditional Rider-Waite tarot. It shows and depicts a person sitting there with their arms crossed and a hand reaching out to offer them something, and they're like, no, I don't want it, like, I'm not interested, get it away from me. It's kind of like the energy of like just being very closed off and unwilling to accept or give any energy to this thing. And it's almost like they're so upset that these other things aren't working out that they're not really paying attention to the good thing that they have right in front of them. They're too worried and focused on these other distractions, and they're not realizing that one of the best things they have in front of them is slipping away. So I don't feel like at this time within this reading that I'm getting that he is going to take actions to fix it. I don't think that's going to happen. And I do feel like the connection is over. I specifically heard Spirit say, like, did the connection even start? Because it doesn't seem like you've gotten much from this person this whole entire time. And I know that sometimes people can say things that they think that they mean. Sometimes they can say things that they know they don't mean. But as you said, actions speak otherwise. You have to dig down deep and think to yourself, if someone was truly in love with me, they truly loved me, would they do these things? Would they make me work so hard to feel wanted? Would they go out of their way to spend time with me, or would they, you know, not communicate with me? And you have to kind of sit with yourself and your own intuition to think, what does this person ultimately want from me? Is it anything at all? Does this person basically not want anything to do with me? By their actions alone, not their words, do they just want one thing? Do they just want a place to stay? Do they just want someone to talk to? Do they just want a fuck buddy? Like, do you know what, by this person's actions, what have they said to me? What have they demonstrated to me through their actions that they want from me? And sometimes we can, we're not really like falling, we're, it's hard because I think sometimes we make it up in our head that something is bigger than it actually is. The person's never really demonstrated to you that something is there, but we tend to make this person into something that they're not because we have these feelings, and it's our feelings and our energy and our thoughts that are making this person into something bigger than they are. And that's what's crazy too. Sometimes I'll notice, like, you're not the first person to tell me that, Leandra. Like, I know there's people out there that like pursue. They'll be like, this person pursued me, and then the second that I caught feelings, then they just dipped out. Do you know what that is? That's called narcissism. If you look up signs of a narcissist, is where they love bomb you, they initiate you, they chase after you. You may not even been interested in the first place. You might have been like, never would have gone for them, but they seek you out and they make you feel special and they make you feel wanted and they pursue you. And then the second that you really start to like care for this person, then they're nowhere to be found. So that is 101 narcissism. So it could be something like that. It could be that kind of situation. So I think it's important that you look at someone's actions over their words any day, anytime. Leandra, thank you for your donation. Thank you, Paula, for checking in. You're welcome, Leandra.
Just let me know whichever one.
All right. What can Spirit advise me in love for mid-month of November? Spirit advise Paula in love for mid-month of November. Hey, beauty. Okay.
I like to wreck out my girlfriend.
So, Paula, for the month of November, they're showing a lot of ups and downs. So, for example, you have the Six of Wands, which is a good card, then Seven of Swords, which it really isn't that good of a card. You have the Ten of Wands, which isn't that good, but then you have the Eight of Wands, which is, and so on and so forth. So, it feels to me like a lot of ups and downs in love. There could be some sparks that happen in November, but it doesn't really lead to a flame. Um, You could have people reaching out to you or asking you out on dates and things that don't really lead to anywhere, or not just yet. At least maybe in December you see something more from it, or you could be getting your hopes up because maybe in November you're like, I really would like for someone to contact me, someone in particular that you have in your mind, and maybe you don't hear from them in November but you do in December. So it's kind of like one of those things where I feel like there's a lot of ups and downs for November. I don't necessarily feel like things are very steady when it comes to your love life. I'm trying to get specific details here. I feel like there's so many points in November where you feel like you're winning. You feel like you're on top. You feel like things are going your way. But maybe it could be because the Seven of Swords talks about like sneakiness or doing things like what is the word? Oh my god, it's under something, and I'm trying to remember what, underhanded. Um And so this could be, the Seven of Swords might not actually be manifesting in your life in November, but maybe you feel in November very strongly that it's hard for you to trust just yet. So maybe you feel like everything's going your way, but then you're sitting there going, well, when's the next shoe gonna drop? Or when is shit gonna hit the fan? When is this gonna go sour? Because you're so used to your experiences not measuring up to your expectation. And so you think that in November, if things are going your way, and maybe let's just say you reconcile with someone or you reunite with someone, you could be thinking, okay, but when is this going to take a turn? When is this going to go bad? So the ups and downs, the down part of that could just be your own mentality, your limiting beliefs, the way that you're thinking about things could be what's bringing you back down. And maybe it's not even actually anything that's happening that's bringing you down, it's just the way that you're thinking about it. Because I feel like success, victory, winning, having the advantage, multiple times, accomplishment, there's a lot of cards here talking about things going your way, things happening for you. I do feel like there's some healing in your love life that happens in November. I think what's going to happen is that if you notice that at the times that you feel bad, it's because of the way you're thinking, you might try to correct that at some point. Thank you, Beauty. I'll be right with you, okay? Just hang around or leave your question with me. You feel some people have been sneaky, especially your exes. Yeah, so I guess the best advice I can say is try to pay attention to your thoughts. There's a expression, what you think about is what you bring about. And it's important that you monitor your thought process and the way that you're handling things and make sure that you're not jumping to conclusions or making hasty decisions, that you're thinking things through clearly. And then as long as you just rely on that, and like you said, like you said that I said, actions speak louder than words, just focus on that. Focus on what they're doing and not what they're saying. All right, so next up we have Nyasia. Nyasia, if you're here, please check in with me. Paula, thank you so much, Luna. You're amazing. I love your readings. They're awesome. Thank you for saying that. I know that you appreciate me, Paula. You say it every time, but it makes me really happy so that you enjoy your readings with me. Thank you. I appreciate you. I want you guys to know, everyone that's in here, how much I appreciate you. I hope that y'all know that too. All right, it doesn't look like Nyasha is here, so we're just gonna go ahead and timestamp. Beauty, if you're here, this is the only reading ahead of you, so if you want to post your question, feel free. Do you need to plug your phone in, babe?
Charge it over there.
Oh, with your own charger?
Yeah.
All right, shuffling for Nyasha now. I haven't heard back from Mike or Lisa about the job. Was I ghosted? Do they go with another candidate? Okay. Interesting. Naisha says she hasn't heard back from Mike or Lisa about the job. Was she ghosted? Did they go with another candidate? Will she hear from them again? Will she hear from them again? Will she hear from them soon? Will she hear from them soon? Okay, so I'm getting, Nyasha, that I don't think you're going to hear from them. This is interesting. You know, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, especially if this is a job that you wanted. But I asked if you were ghosted. I got a yes. I asked if they go with another candidate. I got a yes. I asked, would you hear from them soon? I'm getting a no. I suppose there is the potential to hear from them again at some point. Three of Cups, the Magician, and the Page of Wands. Maybe it's like a I'll hold on to the resume kind of situation. And I do know that that happens because I worked kind of like HR in the last job that I had, and we did go through old resumes again. Now, sometimes those people never responded, sometimes those people found another job and they were no longer available for the position. But if we really liked someone and they were like neck and neck, and maybe someone had better qualifications or experience, we always held on to those resumes to see if when we came back around for hiring, because it wasn't a high turnover, but it kind of was, you know, and there was actually one or two people, I think, when I was working that we said no to first round, and then we reached out to them again probably like weeks later after training, and asked if they still wanted the position, and they said yes. So I think that it's a hold on to your resume kind of thing. But as far as his trajectory, I'm getting is that I think you probably won't hear from them. And again, like I said, I hope I'm wrong, especially if this is a job that you wanted. but maybe you're feeling that it's just for the best. Maybe you're feeling it's just time to move on from this. I'm not quite sure. But I hope that I answered your question, Aisha. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle for your next one, okay? Beauty, I got it. Thank you. All right. Naija says, I haven't heard. Oh, no. Would a social work degree benefit me for law school? Would a social work degree benefit Naija for law school?
Do you want me to set these on top of the washer for right now, or?
Will cats get into it?
I'm sure they could try to jump on
That's fine. Yeah, just whatever you can do behind closed doors, and I'll just organize it later. Thanks, babe. Would a social work degree benefit Naija for law school? Will it benefit her in general? For some reason, they're saying no. They're saying no for law school. I don't know. See, I don't really know much about degrees and shit. I never got one, but I don't know if they go hand in hand. Like I'm getting a no. I'm getting this is a lot of work. This is a lot of extra pressure. Would it help you in the long run? Like Naija, would it help you in the long run for what your plans are? I am getting a yes. So hopefully that answers your question. But as far as like would it benefit you for law school? I don't know if that specific degree would impact beneficially or not, but I am seeing that consider like that degree would require more work from you, which I know you're not afraid of, but it would be something that would require that obviously, and in the end it would be something, if you can do two, because I think they're small pieces, that in the end this would be something that you would be really proud of. I'm seeing the Empress, which is kind of like a mothering energy. And that kind of sometimes, you know, like sometimes when you're working with someone and you'll call them like Mama Danielle or something like that. You'll work with someone, they're not your mom, but they just have that mom energy. They're always looking out. They're always, if you go out together or out with a group of friends, they're the ones that don't really drink. They make sure everyone gets home okay, that everyone's safe. It's like you have that like mothering energy. And I think that people take very kindly to that, like you looking out for them. So I think that social work would work well for you specifically because you have a pure heart and you would make sure that whatever you use this degree for would be for the greater good of people. I feel like I'm seeing like a lot with children. I think you said you were going to be working with adults, but I am seeing like children related. We have the Six of Cups here, which talks about children or childhood, or working with youth. something along those lines. So yeah, Night Asia, I personally feel intuitively this would be a great degree for you. I don't know, like I said, if that's going to impact law school beneficially or not. It might be just something indifferent, because it's the hangman that's saying no, and the hangman can usually just mean like it won't affect it either way, positively or negatively. It'll just be. So I hope that answers your question. Naisha, thank you so much for your donation, and I'll go ahead and get this time stamped after the live stream. Next up, we have Beauty. Beauty, if you're here, if you just want to check in with me real quick. If not, no worries. I will timestamp your reading. All right, awesome. Shuffling for you now. All right, Jamie H. Current intentions and feelings towards Beauty. Unrealistic expectations. So he's still working from ego, Beauty. I have the Sun in reverse, which talks about unrealistic expectations, ego, conceitedness. We still have deceit, lies, trickery, underhanded behavior. The Moon, which talks about secrets, vagueness, instability, deception. Oh my God, and the Five of Wands, conflict, fighting, disagreements, opposition, clashing personalities, being defensive, territorial. So on one hand, I feel like his feelings for you are, I don't want anyone else to have her. His feelings are, I don't like the idea of not having access to her or someone else being able to be with her other than me. I don't see him like doing anything about it right now. Like the fact that the Sun is in reverse, Seven of Swords, the Moon, Five of Wands, like those just right off. Okay, Naisha, those right off are just like not good cards. Like if you want to know if someone has pure intentions for you, good intentions for you, and you get those cards, it's like such a red flag. But he is territorial over you and protective over you, which is interesting because he should be protecting you from himself. He's showing friends, so I don't know if you guys are even in a good place right now, but he's hoping that you could at least be friends or at least remain in contact in some way. He still has attraction and affection towards you. I will say he's thinking a little bit more clearly when it comes to you. Like we have here unrealistic expectations, but I think he's acknowledging that those expectations he had for the connection are unrealistic. Even though he had them and he knows they're there, he's thinking a little bit more clearly, like, I mean, what do I expect from her, kind of thing. Like, what would I expect? It's obvious that what I wanted to happen was very unrealistic. So yeah, there's still this like territorial aspect. He still has affection for you, attraction to you, and feelings. Ace of Cups is here. But he is viewing the connection as closed. And the Eight of Pentacles would signify that it's going to require a lot of work to come back from this. And I just don't think he thinks it's possible, nor does he have the will or desire to try any harder. So yeah, again, he's viewing this as closed. He's weird to you. He honestly, like, it just feels kind of lazy to me. I don't know. It feels like he just has like a minimal effort that he's willing to extend your way. Just selfish. Yeah. Yeah. It's like the sun in reverse is very selfish. Is he talking to other women? He's a people pleaser. I'm getting a no. He's not talking to anyone else right now. Is he dealing with other people right now? I'm getting a no. Four of Cups. Okay, so I want to be specific because I see the Ace of Wands. So it's like, is he talking to or dealing with other women? I'm almost getting spirit saying like, well, what do you mean? Like, what are you asking? Because no, he's not involved with anyone like committed wise. He's not involved or talking to someone else on a like committed relationship level. But if you mean, is he like messing around with other women, then ask that question. So let me see. Is he messing around with other women? Okay, is he messing around with one woman? I am getting a yes. No to multiples, but yes to one. Is this serious? Yes. Okay, is this sexual only? No. Is it more than sex? So what's more than sex, but not serious? It's more than sex, but not serious. Is there an emotional connection to this woman? Okay, so he's not in a committed, serious relationship. It is sex. But he's also has an emotional connection to this person. It seems like one person, not multiple people. So what I'm thinking is that he's communicating with someone who he is sleeping with, and they don't just contact each other to hook up. They do communicate on another level. Like, she tells him about her day, he checks in on her, but they're not considered in a relationship. I think it's important. I mean, girl, look at your profile picture. Like, just not that looks are everything, but like, come on. I mean, I feel like you should not be putting up with this. He's been weird and inconsistent. Exactly not worth it. I left him for that reason. Yeah, I feel ya. So I feel like maybe this is just good because you still feel vindicated and you're invalidated in your decision. You're welcome, Beauty. Thanks for stopping by. All right, thanks everyone. I hope y'all have a great rest of your nights. Hopefully, you will see me again sooner than later. I will also be announcing on the community tab who won the October birthday free reading. I'll probably do that later this week, so just keep an eye out for that if you're entered in to win a free reading with me, okay? All right, guys, I will talk to you later. Bye.